What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream today. The latest Arsenal transfer news, and it's so typical, isn't it? Like we've all been desperate for Arsenal to spend money. Stan Kroenke, back the manager. We need new players. We finished 8th the last 2 years. Only Arsenal could go out there, spend money, become the top spenders in the entire Premier League, and still part of you just feels like something wrong has happened. Something hasn't gone how we expected it to go. You know, I think everybody came into this transfer window saying Arsenal need a new right back. We need somebody to replace Hector Bellerin. We need an upgrade. We need a central midfielder to go and play next to Thomas Partey to give us that excellent central midfield so that we can build. The midfield is so important in the Premier League. And somehow, Arsenal spend the money and you don't even feel satisfied. You don't feel excited. I've tried my best on social media the last day or so to be a little bit positive. Okay, we've spent money. We've bought this player. He's young. Maybe he can improve. But the reality is, we've entered a transfer window. And every single player that we've signed is a question mark over how good they are. Now, every player you sign in world football, there is a question mark. How good is this player going to be at this football club? But some players, when you sign them, you just have that confidence that this is going to work. This player's too good for this situation not to work out. With Arsenal, you kind of don't feel like that for some reason. But anyway, we're going to get into it, people. History Channel settings in the background as usual. It's the only way we can remember Arsenal with greatness, you know, looking at old pictures, Henry and Bergkamp. Let's get into the latest news. Big up everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. Hope you're safe. Couple of days until we play Chelsea. You looking forward to it? You excited? You getting your ticket? 14,000 seats available, people. I think it's around 13,000 at the moment. So they still only done about 1,000 tickets in 24 hours. I mean, I may be doing the watch along from behind the sofa. That's how I feel about this game. Listen, big up to everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. Big up, I am King. Inti and answer my guy Curtis. Big up, bro. I got my ticket, Starboy. Listen, you do what you do. I don't criticize anybody for the way they support their football club. If you want to go and watch them, watch them. If you want to stay at home, then that's fine. It's up to you. You know, there's nothing wrong with supporting your team. It's just I don't feel like at the moment this club is... I've got no enthusiasm to go and watch that game. Big up Darren. He says, big up Curtis and the Shaw TV community. Ramsdale is our last signing. Listen, let's get into the latest. People, over 1,000 of you in here already. Big up to everyone. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. I think we're only about 50 away from 33,000. We're moving through the gears nicely in terms of the numbers, people. So really appreciate all of your support. David Ornstein reported. This was the one from last night. Of course, this has developed since then. Aaron Ramsdale is actually at the Arsenal training ground doing his medical at the moment and should be completed sometime today. This deal should be completed. The report from David Ornstein was saying Arsenal on the verge of an agreement with Sheffield United to sign Aaron Ramsdale, £24 million plus £6 million in add-ons, only likely to apply when or if the 23-year-old is the established first choice. Sheffield United initially wanted £40 million. The proposed deal is a 4-year contract with a 1-year option. His current wage at Sheffield United was around £22,000 a week. Apparently, his Arsenal contract will be in the region of £55,000 a week. 1-year option on top of the 4 years. Now, before we really break this deal down, I'm going to say one thing, people. I do not blame Aaron Ramsdale. I'm not going to abuse him. This guy had to deactivate his comments on social media yesterday. That is something I do not agree with. The guy is signing for Arsenal. The club have recognised the talents that he's got. and he's been signed. He has done nothing wrong in this situation, right? I have nothing bad to say about Aaron Ramsdale on a personal level. Any criticism that I have towards him will be on a football constructive criticism level. I'm not about to start abusing a footballer who's done nothing wrong. However, people, this deal stinks. This deal absolutely stinks out the place. That's what I'm about to say. Will I support him? 100%. Professional footballer, trying to do his best. He's going to come to Arsenal. He's going to do whatever his best is. And I applaud him for that. He's played at a higher level than I played. Who am I to criticize him? However, this deal stinks out the entire Premier League. I'm going to say it as it is, people. Anybody who's been on my channel before, you know I talk the things. I say what I believe. I can't deny it. I want to be positive, people, but I can't say what I do not feel. If we were buying Aaron Ramsdale for £10 million, £12 million, no problem. 23, England international, backup goalkeeper, not a problem. £30 million. The highest, most expensive goalkeeper that Arsenal have ever signed. Now, listen, anything can go the other way. You can sign a player and go, why have we signed him? He can turn out to be a really good signing for you. On the flip side, you can say that's a great signing and it doesn't work. So I'm not about to say that this guy can't have a steady career at Arsenal. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, and I'm sorry to say his name, I have no option. 12 months ago, you sold a goalkeeper to Aston Villa, who for me is top 5 goalkeepers in the Premier League right now. He's Argentina's number 1. He's just won the Copa America. You took 20 million for him. 12 months later, you pay £30 million for a goalkeeper from Sheffield United. £30 million. I have to repeat it. I cannot believe it. How come when we sell players, English tax doesn't count? When we buy players, English tax is at full peak, people. I do not understand this deal. I don't understand it. And on top of that, you sell Emi Martinez to keep Leno, and 12 months later, Leno says, yeah, I don't fancy it here anymore. You lot aren't in Europe. I want to be Germany's number 1. I don't think I can be Germany's number 1 playing for Arsenal when you're not in Europe. Even though Leno is a part of the reason we're not in Europe. So if we've paid £30 million for Aaron Ramsdale, is this with a view to him becoming Arsenal's number 1? Because you don't pay 30 million for a guy to sit on the bench. We clearly bought him to play football. I think what Arsenal are going to do, he's 23, he'll come in and be backup for this season. I think eventually he'll become number 1 towards the end of the season, and Leno will probably be moved on next summer, which in theory means next summer we will have to buy a backup goalkeeper to Aaron Ramsdale. Make it make sense, people. As I said before, anybody criticizing him from a football point of view, that's different. I don't stand by personal abuse of any footballer who's done nothing wrong. He is a professional footballer. He's earned this move in the eyes of the people who are buying him. He deserves an opportunity in their mind. And listen, Aaron Ramsdale could come in, do the business, be better than Leno, and I'll look back on this video in 6 months and say, what did I know? What do I know really, eh? What do I know? I'm not a goalkeeping expert. Spoke to a friend of mine last night, Curtis Woodhouse. Some of you may have heard of him, former Sheffield United captain. Me and him were teammates at Mansfield Town for a season. I was good friends with him. He went on to become the British champion in boxing, funnily enough. Great story for any of you who don't know. Curtis Woodhouse, a very popular guy on social media, says it how it is. Messaged him last night, and we spoke a little bit off social media. I said to him, what do you think about Aaron Ramsdale? You know, he knows him well. He's an ambassador for Sheffield United, so he knows this guy well. He said, I cannot believe you have paid £30 million for him. He said, I can't believe it. The deal is, in Sheffield, they cannot believe that Arsenal have actually turned up and paid this. I'll show you the tweet, people. I'll show you the tweet, just so you know what he says. Now, I'm not saying his opinion is gospel. We've all got opinions on players that can be wrong. This is what he said to me. I said to him, bro, is Ramsdale any good? 30 million seems too much. His response was, 12 months ago, you wouldn't pay 30 pence for him. He was an absolute shambles, ridiculously bad. But to be fair, he pulled himself around and got better. 30 million, though, great deal for Sheffield United. Now, listen, like I said, it doesn't mean it's gospel. It's an opinion. I'm just saying this is a guy that watches Sheffield United every week. Again, opinions aren't facts. Opinions aren't facts. What my problem is with this deal? Man said, I see you shining. Bro, I've known him for a long time. 30 pence. Man said ridiculously bad. Like, not just he was bad. Man saying ridiculously bad. This is my problem with this signing and why I believe this signing stinks. Aaron Ramsdale is walking into a situation where the first mistake he makes, can you imagine how people are going to get on this guy's case? Every goalkeeper makes mistakes, let's be honest. I saw Alisson make mistakes, Edison. 99.9% of goalkeepers, every goalkeeper makes a mistake. When he makes a mistake, which he will, there's no problem with that. If it's a bad mistake and it's early in his time at Arsenal, the fans will write him off straight away. They're going to say, we shouldn't have bought him. He was too expensive. Why did we get him? And listen, I will not hide away from the truth, people. I can see people in the comments saying, you know, we don't want to encourage abuse and things like that. You've all heard me, people. No Arsenal fan, no football fan, no anything should be personally abusing Aaron Ramsdale. He's coming to Arsenal. He's going to do his best. I will support him and get behind him. But we have to evaluate what is happening at this football club. £30 million on a goalkeeper that hasn't proved himself at the top level to be an Arsenal goalkeeper, in my opinion. If you're paying 30 million, you're signing him with a view to making him your number one goalkeeper. That is a fact. We are not signing him to bench him. We're signing him to replace Leno eventually. Big up Jordan Amadou. Hope you're well, bro. Said it's unfair on the judgment of the two players by the fan base. They should be supported and not being killed. They are young players and they will improve and prove people wrong. Listen, I totally agree with everything you're saying. I do not have any problem with Aaron Ramsdale on a personal level, right? There's every chance that he could become a good goalkeeper at Arsenal. But when you sign a footballer at Premier League level, at the top level, you have to put them in an environment for them to succeed. He's already starting on minus the day he walks into the door. Everybody starts on 0. He's already starting on minus 1, 2, 3. Because people don't feel he's the right signing. He's already being criticised. He's already having to turn off the comments on social media. Now, I know some of you in the comments are saying, you know, don't talk about it, but I have to talk about it. This is the reality, people. They report the news when you turn on the news. They're not going to say, well, this is bad news, so let's not report it. This is the reality, people. I can't hide from it. I didn't create this. I'm just speaking about it. I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic. We're signing a guy for 30 million. The fan base, a lot of them don't think he's worth it. I feel sorry for him, the situation he's stepping into. He should be coming here and we're all saying, right, listen, Leno hasn't been great. We feel this guy's an upgrade. Let's go. We're hyped, people. We're excited. Most expensive goalkeeper in the history of Arsenal Football Club. 22 years of age, very young for a goalkeeper. I will give him that. I said to someone yesterday, if his name was Ronaldinho from Brazil, or, you know what I mean, we'd probably be excited. Because his name's Aaron Ramsdale, it doesn't sound very glamorous. You know how it goes, people. You know what I'm saying? If he was Brazilian under 21, or we'd probably be more excited about it. It's something that seems to be the case in football. 2,000 people in the chat now, people. Smash a like and subscribe on the video. Keylor Navas, rumours that he wants to leave PSG this morning. Former Real Madrid #1 goalkeeper. Areola, for me, the one that I would have gone for on loan. 12 million to buy. From PSG to West Ham, I would have been all over that. Aman said that guy Inaki Kana will destroy our club and mess up the goalkeeping situation. I mean, listen. If you are the goalkeeping coach and you come to Arsenal, first of all, you encourage the club to sell Emi Martinez. 12 months later, you sign Aaron Runarsson. And 12 months after that, you buy Ramsdale for 30 million. They should be typing his P45 up as we speak. Let's keep it 100. I mean, unless Ramsdale really turns it around for him. Andrew said, Curtis Shaw, you are gold standard for Arsenal discussion. Hashtag facts. Smash the like button, people. Listen, I apologise if anybody feels, you know, this guy's just signed for the football club and this is coming across as negative. I have to speak the truth, people. I have to. You know me, I will never abuse a footballer on a personal level. That's completely out of order. But I have to speak the truth, man. Do you know what I'm saying? We are where we are, and we're at where we're at. And the majority of the fan base are not excited by these signings or encouraged, you know? Get the facts straight. Emi wanted to leave. We didn't sell him. I mean, if we're going to speak facts, Emi wanted to stay at the football club. Emi wanted a new contract with guarantees that he was the first choice goalkeeper. He didn't go in the office and say, I want to leave Arsenal. The guy cried when we won the FA Cup. He's been in this country for years without his family. So that was what that discussion led him to. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you go to your manager at work and say, listen, look at the level I've performed, I want a pay rise. And your manager says, no, you're going to stay on that. And by the way, this guy's coming in to replace you. Then you probably might leave. That's the reality of football. That's the reality of life, people. So he didn't want to leave. Ronaldo Ramsdaldo. I'm telling you, if he was that from Brazil, Sao Paulo, 23, you know, with a flashy haircut, we'd probably be rating him. But Aaron Ramsdale, you know, sounds like a bit of an Emmerdale Farm character, don't it? So it doesn't excite the fans. Adrian said, relegation Ramsdale, you lot paid 30 million for a ticket to the championship. Bro, I appreciate your super chat. I don't appreciate the comment. I'm getting messages, laughing emojis from rival fans. What, you man? But I said, bro, what can I do? I got to support the guy. That's all I've got. That's all I've got right now. I'm excited about Odegaard. Somehow became underrated, said Nathan. I think they just like the name Aaron. Emi knows he's better than Leno. I think he did. Big up G having a bad day today, thriving. Big up D Goon. I hope you're well, bro. And, you know, things can always get better, man. Whatever the problem, look for the solution. That's why I always say. Sam said, you beanie seagull, you speak the truth. Stay that way, bro. Listen, I tell anybody, you come on this channel, you're going to hear truth. Sometimes you'll like it. Sometimes you won't. I will never tell anybody that their opinion is wrong. Your opinion is yours, mine is mine. I'm not about to start criticizing people. I'm not going to start abusing players. But I will give you my opinion and we'll speak the facts around that signing. David Andrews said, AC, switched on to your channel start of this week. I got the Thierry Henry debate going. Best ever player for me as a footy fan. In his time, awesome. My Forest team in trouble, dude. Lost 3 out of 3. Disappointing to see what's going off on my hometown club, Nottingham Forest, man. Joint bottom of the league. Thierry Henry, greatest player ever. It's a debate. I'm an Arsenal fan. I wouldn't go against it. But for me, you know, people, you know me. I'm R9 Ronaldo. That's my guy. But the best player in the Premier League for me, Thierry. Big up Reedy, man. He said, big up Big C. At the end of the day, I feel sorry for Ramsdale. It's down to the incompetence of the board yet again. Plug in holes and the ship is sinking. It's hard to go against that. Luke Nobes with a super chat. Big up, bro. Much appreciated. Said, our fan base is disgraceful. I'm embarrassed to be an Arsenal fan. We're meant to be supporters, and all we do is put our players down. Why would these players want to play for us? Haters, not supporters. Wow. Strong words. Listen, not all the fan base. We have to put that into context. You've seen through social media these days, unfortunately, there's a lot of cowards who say a lot behind a computer that they wouldn't say to people. Like I said, abusing a footballer is a disgrace. The guy hasn't done anything wrong. But this is the nature of the beast. It shouldn't happen. This is down to social media not doing anything about it, and allowing people to speak things like that. It's sad. And I feel sorry for Ramsdale. I really do. Truth in the booth. I'm telling you, I'm only here to speak the truth, people. Preach. We'll preach it here on Curtis Shaw TV. We don't hide. I could have come on here today and said, I hope you're in a jolly good mood, people. We've spent more than anyone else. We've bought a bunch of young players, and we're going to get top 4 this year. Be excited, as Josh Kroenke would say. Nah, people, I have to go with the feeling inside. And right now, I don't feel excited. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next signing. Martin Odegaard has completed his Arsenal medical. He is at the training ground as we speak. £30 million plus £5 million in add-ons. This deal, they're hoping to get it completed by the weekend. Apparently, there's some sort of issue regarding a visa as to whether he can play against Chelsea. And he also apparently has had the double jab, so he doesn't have to quarantine. He can play straight away. Just in case, says big up Big C. We love a bit of banter here. We don't get disrespectful. We just have fun with it. 100%, man. Listen, sometimes life's a little too serious, man. You have to always, put a little smile on it, man. Sometimes people get too serious with it, but we're gonna speak the truth. It isn't all flowers and rose petals. You know what I'm saying? We've been 8 for 2 years in a row, so something obviously is going wrong. But we ain't going to be too down about things either. Life goes on, people. GSB said there are only 2 people worth listening to, Curtis Shaw and Don Robbie. Curtis Shaw should be groomed to take over AFTV, family business. Listen, there are a lot of people who make great content in this scene, so I think it's unfair to just say me and Robbie. Big up Robbie, of course. One of the leaders in this this YouTube scene, but there are loads of people making great content, so I don't want to ever say there's only 2. Big up Guna Gossip TV, hope you're well. Curtis, I love how realistic you are about things, but you're also very supportive of the players. Big up yourself. Big up to you as well for your support. And Andy Arsenal said, no abuse to Ramsdale, but hope he turns out good, Curtis. Curtis, you need to speak the truth, because what Edu is doing by adding Willian and Cedric can destroy us. Listen, Andy, you make a great point. It only takes the negligence of one setup. Look at Barcelona. Barcelona are £1.1 billion in debt. They've just taken out a £500 million loan to clear the debts to enable them to continue. They were close to bankruptcy, people. They've just lost their greatest ever player, arguably their greatest ever footballer, on a free transfer because of the negligence of the people who were running the football club. We think we're in a bad position at the moment. Things can get worse if Edu and Arteta don't get hold of this situation. We've seen now how difficult it is to sell the players that we bought 2, 3, 4 years ago. We can't sell Xhaka, Bellerin, Torreira, Eddie Nketiah, El Neni. We can't get rid of them because they're on big wages and they're not top-level players. People are in a pandemic. They're struggling for money. They're being careful with their money. So they're not going to buy players that are not very good and they're on big wages. Now, I've been very patient with Edu because I've always looked at the fact this guy played for the club. He was part of the Invincibles. He understands the minerals of what makes Arsenal a great football club. But at the moment, I cannot defend Edu. The crazy thing is, the absolutely crazy thing is, Stan Kroenke has actually backed this manager this summer. And it's crazy because, you know me, people, I don't want Stan Kroenke as the owner of this football club. I don't think he's the right owner for us to be successful. Because the problem with Stan Kroenke, in my opinion, he doesn't check what happens with the money. He doesn't care enough about where the money is going. If I'm Stan Kroenke and you come to me and say, right, I've agreed a deal for Aaron Ramsdale, 30 million. I'm not signing that check. I'm saying, nah, if you want to spend 30 million, I want a certified first choice goalkeeper. Do you know what I'm saying? If you come to me and say, right, we've agreed a new 4-year contract with Granit Xhaka, I'm saying, no, that can't happen. That can't happen. He's not having no pay rise after what I've seen for the last 5 years. So no contract. This is where my problem is with Stan Kroenke. Where Arteta, Edu do not have excuses. Arteta spent over £200 million since he's been at this football club. He's been here just over 18 months. He spent 200 million. What has he done with that money? Cedric, 4-year contract on 80 grand a week, a guy that was getting released by Southampton. You ain't going to be able to sell him because he'll see out that contract. Pablo Mari, squad fodder. Doesn't look great at the moment. Nothing more than a squad player, you would say. You know, and then obviously the Thomas Partey, excellent player, needs a better central midfielder next to him to get the best out of him. This summer was the summer to give him that player, and you've decided to stick with Granit Xhaka, the guy that is not working at this football club, where we're not succeeding. Willian was an absolute... There should be a full investigation on that Willian deal. How can you give a 32-year-old a 3-year contract? It's not like you're signing Lewandowski at 32. All right, I would understand. You'd take that risk. Willian on a 3-year contract. Make that make sense to me, people. Again, how are you going to get him off the wage bill? Who's going to pay him that wage? He's not going to leave. He's going to see... That should be a full investigation. I want to see people walking into the office with briefcases saying, yo, we need to do interviews. I need paperwork. I need to know who got paid out of that deal. How did Willian get a 3-year deal at the age of 32 on £170,000 a week? How? How are we supposed to get out of that? You can't get out of that. You can't get out of that deal. Absolutely crazy. And then you go to this summer, Nuno Tavares. Benfica said Arsenal started speaking to them about Tavares when they approached Arsenal about Matteo Guendouzi. Can you imagine that conversation? Edu's on the phone to Benfica. Listen, mate, you know, Guendouzi, you don't want to go to Benfica. Yeah, what else you looking for, Edu? Yeah, looking for a left back at the moment. Oh, we've got one who'll suit you down to the ground, mate. He's 21. Young Portuguese under 21 player, you know, he's great going forward, not great defensively, and he loves his dogs, mate. He'll suit you lot down to the ground. We saw Alexis Sanchez and his dogs. Go and have this guy. So they didn't actually identify, right, we're going for Nuno Tavares. It was, well, actually, mate, while we're here, while we're on the phone, I've got something that would suit you down to the ground, mate. Got a left back here that will do great for you lot. And they just took him. That's how they're dealing with negotiations, people. Sambi Lokonga, I like that one. I think Lokonga for 17 million could be a bit of a gem. I hope so. I think that one looks decent. Who let the dogs out? Settings, people. Woo-woo! You know what I mean? Keep him away from Battersea Dog Zone, man. He can't go anywhere near there. He probably don't know about it right now. Keep him away. You know what I mean? Walthamstow Dogs Track. Hey, nowhere near there. Don't have no team night out over there. Like I would say, man, Del Boy settings, man. Edu's moving like Del Boy. Lokonga, I think they identified. They went for him. I like him. 17 million looks decent. And then, like you said, Odegaard and your boy Ramsdale. And it leads me to this. This is gonna be the big part of the man said had me spitting out my drink. This is gonna be the main part of the show, people. And this is where I'm gonna need your interaction, your opinions. Lead me through on this, people. With the signing of Odegaard and Ramsdale, Arsenal are now the biggest spenders in the Premier League this season. The biggest. 129 million. And potential add-ons as well, because remember, 6 million in add-ons with Ramsdale, 5 million in add-ons with Martin Odegaard. Now, you look at the business of these teams below us. Leicester have spent 55 million. Samare, baller, somebody we should have looked at. Patson Dakar, he looks a real live wire. You know, looks like he's going to do bits in the Prem. And they've signed Vestergaard, who is a solid Premier League centre-back. A little bit slow, but definitely a solid centre-back. 55 million. And they've signed Bertrand. 4 players. That is clever, smart recruitment. Aston Villa, okay, they spent the Grealish money, but they got Leon Bailey, Danny Ings, and Buendia. 3 good players, in my opinion. Chelsea, 97.5 million. I mean, we're going to find out how good that money is on Sunday when Lukaku. Like you said, Chelsea have actually got a positive net spend. They've sold Tomori, Abraham, the lad who went to Crystal Palace. They've made 100 million in sales and they've barely sold anyone who really starts. Man City, Grealish, I mean, we'll see. Great player. Did they need him? Time will tell. Man United, Varane and Jadon Sancho. Now, I'm not saying for a second that Arsenal should be signing Varane, Jadon Sancho, Romelu Lukaku, Jack Grealish. These guys are simply not going to come to Arsenal with no European football. We're not in a position. As I said yesterday, we might have spent the most, but we're buying the majority of these players on credit. We've got good credit. We're paying it over long periods of time. But when I look at the money that Arsenal have spent, £129 million, top spenders in the Premier League, right? We look at this. These are our 5 signings once these 2 are completed. Big up Cliff, he said, P-Take, mate, I live in Miami. Giza will never care about the Arsenal the way he does the Yank franchises. All we do is fund his fave, the Rams. I mean, he definitely doesn't care enough about us. I mean, he has backed us with money. Now, my problem is this. This is my problem, people. These 5 signings, they all have a particular thing. They're all young. They're all hungry. They've all got potential. I think Tavares is 21, Lokonga 22, Ben White's 23, Ramsdale 23, Odegaard 22. You've lowered the age of the club. That's fine. You've got young, hungry players that want to improve. That is fine as well. I've got no problem with that. The problem I have got, the question mark is apparently for, they're saying Arsenal will make one more signing. But the question mark for me is this. We've signed 5 players for £129 million. I cannot honestly tell you, hand on heart, which one of these 5 players significantly, this is the key word, significantly improves our starting 11. I cannot tell you. Nuno Tavares, squad player, backup for Kieran Tierney. Sambi Lokonga looks a good player, but let's be honest, when Xhaka's fit and Partey's fit, he's getting benched. Xhaka's getting a 4-year deal. Partey's our best centre mid. They will play ahead of him. Ben White, good player on the ball. Still not sure how great he is defensively. And like I said, our defence is a bit of a trifle, a bit of a mess. How good can he look around a mess? Aaron Ramsdale, for me, not the standard of goalkeeper we should have bought. Certainly not for £30 million. There were better options. Martin Odegaard, good player, but he was here for 6 months. And we got, 2 goals, 1 assist in 6 months. Do I believe he can do better next season? Yeah, with a full season. But do I think there were better options for what we needed? 100%. So now I'm sitting there going, Arsenal have spent more money than any club in the Premier League. And I don't know if any of these 5 make us much better. Do these 5 get Arsenal in a top 4 race? Do these 5 even get Arsenal in the top 6? We've still got to finish above Tottenham, West Ham, Leicester to get in the top 6. Has this bridged the gap? We've spent £130 million. All of them have potential. But when you're in a mess, you don't need potential. You need as close to certainties as possible. If my pipe bursts in my kitchen and my kitchen starts leaking water all over the floor, and I call a company and they send out a guy and he's on an apprenticeship, and he goes, listen, I haven't done this too often, but, I've got some great potential. I've seen some good videos. I think I know how to fix this. You ain't going to let that guy do it. I want the guy that's done it over and over again to say, listen, I've done this time and time again. We needed 1 or 2 that would excite us, that would lift us off our seat. I cannot honestly say, people, that I am excited about any of these signings. Now, if you're excited about some of these, that's fine. I'm not going to say you're in the wrong. Maybe you think Odegaard is going to be an exceptional player for us now. Maybe you think Ben White will be fantastic. Maybe Aaron Ramsdale can be our number 1 and be excellent. Maybe Sambi Lokonga will be that guy, or Nuno. But I have to keep it 100, people. The way I am right now, the way I'm feeling right now, not one of these 5 excite me. 130 million. Apprentice plumber, mate, fixing the pipes, doing his best. Imagine the man comes in your yard and he pulls out his phone and he's watching YouTube about how to do it. That's what I feel like we're doing now. We've got some apprentices to try and fix us. We saw last year the problem wasn't the youngsters. The younger players were performing. Saka was great, player of the year. Smith Rowe did well. Tierney, 22-23, one of our best players. Gabriel did well first part of the season, especially as a younger player. The younger players weren't the problem. It was the older players. Your Pepes, your Aubameyangs, your Granit Xhakas, your Thomas Partey's even didn't have a great season. Your Bellerins, your Lenos. I just think Arsenal needed to make an exciting signing, that difference maker. Just one even 1. Get 1, get 2. Reese with the super chat said, Curtis, when you see what Villa have signed with the Grealish money, it's beyond embarrassing what Arsenal have spent on these players. Villa, Leicester and Arsenal. Villa and Leicester have had better recruitment than us this season in terms of players coming in. Leon Bailey's got some pedigree, Danny Ings has got some pedigree. Samara is an exciting young player who Leicester have signed. Vestergaard is a solid Premier League centre-back. Edu and Mikel Arteta told us that they had a clear plan. I agree with this, Roy. We are signing obedience. Said this yesterday. Arteta's on this get down or lay down thing. You better get down with my philosophy. Young players who don't have massive reputations, who are excited to be at Arsenal. Apart from Odegaard, the other 4 are on the up coming to Arsenal. Odegaard has obviously come from Real Madrid. They're all going to listen to Mikel Arteta. Yes, Gaffer, yes. I will listen to you. I like your system. You've brought me here. You've given me an opportunity. I'm gonna buy into what you're saying. But a more experienced, more established player, would he accept it? Would he argue with him? Is this why he doesn't get on with Aubameyang? Because bigger players will question the tactics, will question the formation and the style of play. To me, that seems like a big part of it. Cliff with the super chat said, all this speculation about the potential these players have is pointless. As long as Arteta is gaffer, we are brown bread. You're not too excited by Mikel Arteta, and I don't think many fans are at the moment, to be honest. Arteta the dictator, said Jackson. Mo said, let's be honest, if we got Vestergaard and Leicester got White, we'd be complaining. The only difference, right? Vestergaard cost £15 million. Ben White costs £50 million. So you do have to equate what these players are costing with how good they are as well, you know? I hear what you're saying. Listen, people can always moan about certain players, but certain signings, you have more belief in them that they're going to work. Rob Studio said the age profiles and growth potential is what really matters with these signings to me. Even if Arteta goes, these are signings that can grow and be built around for the next manager. Now, listen, Rob, I agree with that. These signings are being signed for the long term. Every single one of them. They're being signed for the long term. If these were being signed with 2 or 3 established, certified players that you had excitement and belief were going to improve our first 11 right now, I wouldn't be really talking about these guys too much. My problem is this. This football club needs to understand where we're at and what football club we are. This transfer window, and please, people, I'm not being disrespectful with what I'm about to say, right? So I have to speak my truth. This could be a West Ham and Everton kind of transfer window. If you took all of them guys out of Arsenal shirts, I would look at that and say, that's probably an Everton transfer window. They got links with Real Madrid. They've signed James Rodriguez before. Mid-table or just above mid-table. Now, I know Arsenal are in that kind of position anyway. But this doesn't look like an Arsenal transfer window. It doesn't look like a transfer window that is going to get a team out of a mess that has just finished 8th. If we finished 4th last season and you bought these guys and said, right, we've got a strong team, we're just going to buy, as someone said there, these look like investments rather than signings. We're just going to invest in a few young players just to keep the squad young and fresh and hungry. I would be like, okay, I kind of understand that. But we are in a crisis. I don't understand how bad it needs to get for Edu and Mikel Arteta and the owner to realize we're in a serious problem here, you know, guys. We're in a serious problem. We have finished 8th 2 years in a row. This is Arsenal Football Club. We used to complain when we finished 4th under Arsene Wenger. That is now a dream. That is now a dream to finish 4th. If you said to me, what team is that? I would say a mid-table team. So maybe that's how we're acting. Maybe we're acting like the mid-table team that we are. If you told me that transfer window cost 130 million, I'd say somebody needs to get their P45 written up. How is that 130 million? I need an explanation. If I'm Stan Kroenke and you bring me that and tell me that's 130 million, I'm saying, yo, I want to know what's gone off. Now, listen, nothing against any of them lads who've signed for the football club. Young players, they're going to do their best. They've all got potential. We needed instant improvement. Instant. You could have had 2 or 3 with potential. We needed it right now. Look at the teams above us, what they are doing. How are you supposed to catch the teams above you unless you improve right now? Now, we can't buy Jadon Sancho, Rafa Varane. They're going to reject us. But there are signings out there. Now, somebody, do you know what? I'm glad that this question's come up. Somebody said, tell me who you would sign. See, I've got a tweet that I made earlier. Remember when you used to watch them programs when you was a kid? You go, here's one that I made earlier. Do you know what I mean? I put a few names up, and I've got a few more to add to this. For me, these are all realistic signings that Arsenal could have got. I think I will add more to this as well. Going into this transfer window, everybody knew Arsenal Football Club needed a right back. We had to upgrade Hector Bellerin, Callum Chambers, and Cedric. Telling you, Art Attack, what a program. Blue Peter. They're cooking something, they pull the next one out, but we won't cook that. Here's one I made earlier. Max Aarons for 30 million, absolute no-brainer. Quality, young, right back, lots of potential, did well in the Prem, well in the Champ. I like Torreira as well, the other Torreira, the right back at Leicester, but I think with James Justin out, we wouldn't have got him. Max Aarons, no-brainer for me. Areola, I think, is a quality goalkeeper. I think despite Fulham being relegated, he actually played pretty well. PSG, French international, £1 million West Ham paid to take him on loan. £12 million option to buy next summer. 6'4", played in the league, quality, better than Aaron Ramsdale. I'm being 100. He is better. Bissouma. I think every Arsenal fan in his dog, even Nuno Tavares dogs, know that we should have gone for Bissouma. The guy is an absolute beast. And he can play as well. And he's 24. He's an Arsenal fan. He spent the whole of June flirting with Arsenal, putting up pictures in the background of pictures on Instagram. But we went to Brighton and came back with Ben White instead of Bissouma. Crazy. We needed the centre midfielder even more. As a creative 8, we wanted him all last summer. 50 million last summer. He's available for 25 million. But we don't want to buy him. Creative midfielder, scored 7 goals last year. It was considered a bad season for him. Sabitzer. Now, a lot of you will be thinking Sabitzer's going Bayern Munich, which has been all the talk. Well, I've seen today that he could be signing for Roma, for Jose Mourinho. Apparently, Bayern Munich have to sell a couple of players to get him in. Sabitzer, £20 million. Absolute baller. 20 mil. Our baller, 25 mil. Mateus Pereira. I mean, he went to Saudi Arabia for the bag. He wanted the money. If Arsenal would have made him an offer, he would have come. Good little player, number 10, scored 11 goals playing for West Brom, more than all of our midfielders put together. 25, Brazilian, knows the league, would have made sense. Give me some names. Who on this list do you not agree with? Who would you have signed? People saying Areola short term, but if you had the option to buy him, you get him in, you look at him, if he's good enough, you sign him for £12 million. French international for 12 million. An absolute no-brainer. He's going to come to Arsenal ahead of West Ham, let's be honest. He's 28, which is still young for a goalkeeper. No problem. I want to hear your thoughts, people. Who would have taken? I put backup left back as well. We did need a left back. All right, if we'd have took Tavares, then it is what it is. Mo said Odegaard better than Torreira. Fair enough. Time will tell. Sidant said Curtis Bertrand was a free. I think Bertrand was a good signing for Leicester. I think Arsenal fans have just had enough of signing players from Chelsea. Great shout, Ben. Renato Sanchez. They're saying he could be available for 35 million now. After earlier in the window, Lille were asking for about 60 million for him, but they haven't been able to sell him. Their manager's left. You know, they're in a bit of a mess. Pereira's a baller, says Mikel the Cohen man. Areola on loan or Onana buy. I'm an Ajax fan. You guys missed out. I just think the problem with Onana is this ban. If he wasn't banned till November, I think we'd have signed him. I think Arsenal's worry is if we sign Onana and Leno gets injured before November, we're playing a Conquo or Renarsson. But listen, it would have made sense to have signed Onana. He's a better goalkeeper than Ramsdale. He's available for about 7-8 mil. If it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. That's the trademark, people. 130 million on a B team, joke of a club. Sure, he's a boss. We should have went for Nuno Santo for manager. He looks all right at the moment. Time will tell. Sanchez has a meniscus injury out for 6 weeks. Renato Sanchez didn't know that, so I'm assuming no one's going to go for him. Amir said, big up Curtis. The way Arsenal do business in transfers makes me feel sick. PSG signed Ramos, Donnarumma, Messi, Wijnaldum for free. I mean, listen, I'm not saying we could have got any of them guys. What I'm saying is there's value in the transfer market if you're smart enough. Sign Onana and loan Areola. I mean, maybe, and sell Leno. Renato Sanchez injury prone. He's injured again. Onana 10 million, Ramos for it. I mean, we ain't going to get Ramos. That one won't happen. Onana banned till November. Wycliffe settings gone till November, man. Arthur said, big up Curtis. I'll be honest, I didn't know any of these players until we were linked with them. That's damning. I mean, this guy ain't even heard of these, man. I got to be honest, Lukonga, didn't know hardly anything about him until we went in for him. I think I'd packed him on FIFA a couple of times. I'm pretty sure he was a silver card. Tavares, I'd only heard of him when we played against Benfica. So I didn't really know him. Ramsdale, I knew. And Ben White, I knew. And Odegaard, I knew. But none of them were wow factors, I had Curtis Shaw in that, in his prime on that list. Hey, my prime's way behind me now in my football career, but still in the prime of my life, people. You know what I'm saying? Still got lots to give people. Onana is a clown, would also be going AFCON. I mean, I don't think he's a clown. I think that's harsh. And Core Sound said there is nothing smart about Smartetta. Man, like Smartetta, But listen, I think a lot of these would have made sense. Areola or Onana. Obviously, Onana, the only problem would have been the ban. Areola, for me, would have made total sense. You can add Sam Johnston if they wanted an English goalkeeper. Available for 15 million. In my opinion, a better keeper. Max Aarons at right back, no brainer. I think that Baku, the German right back, under 21 right back, he looks good as well as a potential right back. But I would have gone for Aarons. Basuma all day long. I think 95% of the fan base would have taken Basuma. Awar or Sabitzer, I think would be good as a ball-playing midfielder. Torreira for 20 mil. Those 5 signings are cheaper than the ones we've just signed. Areola, French international. Aarons, England under 21. Basuma, an absolute beast. Awar, we know Awar's a player. Sabitzer, I don't know. Expectation v reality, as someone just said. There you go. London Shaft. Expectation, Areola, reality. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Yo, you're not wrong, people. You're not wrong. Maddison is better than Pereira. I like Maddison. It's just, 60, 70 million. Cameron said, I disagree, Kurt. I question why no other teams are interested in these players. They are not better than what we have brought in. I mean, Areola's been bought. Aarons was being linked with Bayern Munich. Basuma, I'm shocked no one's gone for. Pereira went Saudi Arabia for the bag. Bayern can't afford Sabitzer's wage at the moment. They need to sell. Awar's being linked with clubs, but I think he will move before the window. So I've thrown a few names out there. You guys have given some good names. As I said, and like you've said there, Keylor Navas. Reports coming out today that Keylor Navas may leave PSG as he doesn't want to be backup goalkeeper to Donnarumma. I mean, that is a guy with a lot of pedigree. Get the likes up to 1,000 people if possible. We've been hitting 1,000 every day at the moment, which has been great. And we have actually, we're just about to hit 33,000. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're about 10 subscribers away from that, people. So big up to all of you for your legendary support on the channel. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, people. We got more news to talk about and more players to discuss. So this guy here, I mean, I almost forgot that this guy even played for Arsenal or had anything to do with Arsenal. Our boy Lucas Torreira is back in London. This guy, I mean, I don't know how long it's taken him to get back, but he's back. He's showing here in his house, in the gym. Should be back at the training ground sometime this week. What do we do with Lucas Torreira, people? I'm of this opinion. If you can get a move for Lucas Torreira and get some decent money, let him go. He doesn't want to be in England, right? Apparently Roma want him. Roma couldn't find the money for Xhaka, but all of a sudden they pulled out 30 for Tammy Abraham. But if we don't get a satisfactory offer for Lucas Torreira, I would actually keep him. I would actually use him for this season. I'm looking at it like this. In the Premier League with no Europe, you probably only really need 4 centre midfielders. we're going to obviously keep Granit Xhaka, unfortunately. We've got Thomas Partey when he's back, Sambi Lokonga, and Lucas Torreira. I would sell El Neni and keep Torreira. Torreira, for me, is not the answer, but he's better than El Neni. You could even argue he's better than Xhaka. I'm not sure. That's a debate. I think Torreira next to Thomas Partey would be reasonable. One hunts the ball down, maybe. I would actually keep him. Now, the sad thing is, and like Micah's question is mentality, I think that's difficult. I don't think it's his mentality that is the problem. I think he's just homesick. And that is a real thing, people. Imagine wherever you live now in the world, you go to a country, you don't speak the language, you've got no friends there, you don't know any of the players, and you find yourself out of the team. It can become difficult. He's been through a lot. He's suffered tragedy in his family during the pandemic. So I'm not going to question his mentality. I think that's difficult. But I just think that he's got more to offer than some of the guys that we are keeping. And he said that he had to go and see a psychologist because of all the stuff he was going through. He even went to Atletico. He didn't play a lot at Atletico Madrid. I would probably, if we get to the 31st of August and there's no satisfactory offer on the table, I'm definitely not loaning him out. I would put my arm around him if I was Mikel Arteta, say, listen, you're part of this squad. You're going to get game time. I want you involved for this year. If it's down to you to fight for that place, the competition is not exactly amazing that is ahead of him. It's amazing how people, when you get game time at a football club, life becomes a lot better. No matter what level you play at, no matter what you're going through in your life, if you turn up on that Saturday, you know that manager's got confidence in you. He picks you, you play well. How good do you feel on that Saturday night? All weekend you feel good, man. You think, played today. I played well. I did the business. You keep thinking about things that you did in the game. I can't sleep after a game. Even now at the level that man's playing at now, YouTube football. Never mind when man was playing at a decent level. If I have a good game or I've scored a banger or I've done something good, I can't sleep. The adrenaline's just pumping through me, man. It's amazing how life changes when you're playing football. Things seem a lot better. I would like to see Mikel Arteta actually show some man management skills and work with Torreira, Now, according to reports, people saying check this tweet on Twitter right now. So there is a report going around. Lucas Torreira will start training with Arsenal tomorrow. His future is in Italy, where he is negotiating with 3 teams. His future will be resolved soon. So I take back everything I just said. Don't put your arm around him. You don't want to be here. You know what I mean? But listen, is this because he's being told he's not going to play? Why he wants to leave? Listen, fair enough. I take it back. The guy doesn't want to be here. Let him go. But you have to get a good deal for him. I'm not trying to see Lucas Torreira going on loan again. And the money, the price tag going down. No, what a time to pull a tweet out. I'm mid-conversation saying, put your arm around him, give him another chance. And there's a report coming out saying he's leaving. But he is back on the training ground tomorrow. You never know. You never know. He clearly wants to be back in Italy, though. But what I'm saying, get a satisfactory move. People linking him to Lazio and to Roma. How much is he worth? We paid £26 million for him. I think we'd struggle to get half of that in this current market. You can't fly direct into the UK from South American countries. He had to quarantine in a country on the UK green list for 10 days. Is that true? He misses his culture. Yeah, fair enough. Jonathan said, facts, I couldn't sleep the nights I used to win trophies back at school. Bro, man can't sleep after football. Man can't sleep. When you have a good game, man's up all night, bro. I'm telling you. I can't sleep. I'm dreaming of the goals. Curtis was scoring bangers for fun. Bro, you doing bits as well, bro. I'm telling you, you know what I mean? Kai said 18 million. I think we'd struggle to get 18 million for Torreira. Sell him for 15. Loan with option to buy 10 million. Again, terrible business. Buy a guy for 26 mil who had a lot of potential, and you're scraping 10 to 15 million. I'm going to be interested to see the price. He's 25 years of age, Uruguayan international, played in the World Cup. Should be picking up 20 million for him, but because of the way we do business, it will not happen. So take it all back. Looks like Lucas Torreira is on his way out of Arsenal, which I think is a shame because I think he's better than El Neni and could have had something to offer for one season. Also a report, non-Arsenal related, but there are reports coming out of France on social media that Kylian Mbappe has asked PSG to leave the football club and that he wants PSG to open talks with Real Madrid. He said, despite Zinedine Zidane leaving Real Madrid, Kylian's desire is to fulfill his dream of Real Madrid. He has 1 year left on his contract, and it's believed PSG would rather sell him now than let him go for free. So Mbappe's available. We could have spent 130 on Mbappe, people. You know what I mean? He's coming to Arsenal, if only. It's amazing. Arsene Wenger, 2 or 3 years ago, was in his house trying to negotiate when he was at Monaco. Couldn't get that deal over the line. What a player. Reject 17 million for Xhaka and accept 15 million for Torreira. You know Arsenal will do that. Although, to be fair, I think they said that the deal was 15 for Xhaka in euros. 6,000,007 said, we do business so bad. Chelsea extended Michy Batshuayi's contract, then loaned him to protect his value. We should do that with Eddie and Reece. I mean, listen, you extend the contract of a player when he has value. You don't extend the contract of a player when he's not valued. Granit Xhaka is at his peak. Whatever that peak is, he isn't going to become more expensive. He's just had, for his standard, a half-decent season and a good Euros, and we couldn't get 15 million pounds for him, you know? So this is the thing. Jeffrey said, big up Curtis, 33K you hit. Listen, big up to all of you legends in the chat. Big up to all of you legends, I'm telling you. Love the support. We're hitting great numbers over the past few days. We've got 3,000 people in the chat right now. I know at times I go a little bit, you know, and it might sound a little bit harsh. You may have come on here all positive and I'm saying, yo, these signings are not good enough. But for Arsenal to get back to the levels that we should be at, we have to demand better. Don't let people fool you into believing that because we're 8th, because we don't have European football, that we cannot sign quality players. I've seen quality players move this summer. There are players that want to join Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So we have to demand better. I'm not saying we can buy the top players, but we have to still demand top quality. Christian said, Curtis, coming back to the transfers, this once again comes down to Edu and Arteta, because with 130 mil already spent, the axe has to fall on them. They got the money, but look how they spent it. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. That all eyes are on those two. Static, big up, bro. He said, hey, Curtis, I can't stay for long. I got a minor concussion. I need to go and rest. I'll see you again in a few days. Fight the cause, bro. Big up to you. Get well soon. Take it easy. We'll see you back on the channel in a few days. I wouldn't come back on Sunday because I think they may give you a headache on Sunday against Chelsea. That's for sure. What time is the protest happening, Curtis? So I can watch a stream. I'm going to be there from about 2:30. I think that the protest starts at 3. I'll be there from 2:30. Stay till just after 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I will show some of it on. Will I stream some of it? I will stream some of it, and then obviously I will get back home, do the live stream for the game, Arsenal against Chelsea, and I'll probably be hiding behind the sofa. So yeah, there is a protest at the Emirates. Arsenal fans protesting against the owner and the manager and the technical director. It's against that whole, setup. So keep an eye out for that. 2:30 Sunday. Keep it locked. Protest and then back for the watch along. I will not be jumping from no rooftops, people. Would you take Ollie? Nah. Ollie's done all right at United with a lot of money. You know, still hasn't won anything. What could he do at Arsenal? Nothing. Marshall said, Big C, one of the most slept on YouTubers out there. Love the content, man. Look, much love from an LFC fan. Big up, bro. Much appreciated. Be Nice and Humble said, Curtis, I want to be a mod for your channel. Listen, people, I will put something out, actually, but I am going to change a few of the mods. The ones who are here, you're doing great stuff. Appreciate all your support. I realize, it's not easy sometimes. But I've noticed there are a few mods that are not on the channel too often anymore. So I'm going to take a few off and add a few on. So after the video finishes, comment on the video. Let me know if you'd like to be a mod, and I'll add a few more. Because, some days the chat gets a bit wild, people. To protest again is against a funny club. Listen, we have to do something. But the problem we've got, people, is the owner has backed the manager this summer. But the problem is he should have kept an eye on what was happening with the money. Do you think Chelsea could buy Aaron Ramsdale? I think Abramovich would stop that deal happening. I don't think he would buy Ben White. I think that deal would be stopped from happening. I believe, from what I've heard, that Abramovich has a big say in transfers. Naturally, you're signing the check. You're signing the check. So I would want to know who we're signing and for how much. So he should be looking over who we're signing. I kind of feel like he must just say, that's how much you've got to spend, and go and buy who you want. And then after they've been bought, he just kind of looks over it and says, okay, you've blown another 130 million. Where did we finish this season? So as I said before, people, sorry to, at times come across a little, but I just want the best for the football club. I want this fan base to be excited. Sorry to take the words of Josh Kroenke, but we should be sitting here right now going, yo, I can't wait to watch this player play for Arsenal. He's going to score goals, or he's one of the best young right-backs. If you're the owner of a business and the people you employ are pulling your business down, even though the people you've employed are not good enough at the job, you've hired them, you've backed them, and you've stuck with them. This is a multi-billion-pound company. This ain't no joke amount of money. These guys have just spent 130 million. What I will say, Mikel Arteta, Edu, Vinay, there's no hiding place. Me and Kevin Campbell, you've heard me and Kevin Campbell debate so many times. Even he agreed. There's no hiding place. Mikel Arteta and Edu, with the money they've spent this summer, they've effectively typed up their own P45. They've typed it themselves. All it needs is the signature. Because if you spend 130 million in a pandemic at Arsenal and it doesn't work and we don't finish higher than we finished last season and sufficiently improve, then all fingers are pointed towards those two. And there's no excuse for this season. It's as simple as that. There's no hiding place. Big up to Gunner Girl in the chat. Go and subscribe to her channel, making quality content out there. Big up to you for all your excellent work. Kroenke would have no idea, though. He clearly doesn't watch much football, let's be honest. This is a business investment for Stan Kroenke. This is not a football fan buying a football club. Abramovich is a football fan. The sheikhs who own Manchester City are football fans. They keep an eye over transfers. They're at games. They're there when players are signed. They have a keen interest on the football club. How many times do you think we're going to see Stan Kroenke at the training ground in this All or Nothing documentary? You'll probably see him once as a PR stunt at the end of a season or the start of a season. Do you know what I mean? You ain't going to see him. I actually can't wait to watch that documentary, even though I think there will be an element of embarrassment in that documentary as an Arsenal fan. I just can't wait for the surface to be stripped away so we can see the way things happen. It's crazy. And to add to that, people, we play Chelsea on Sunday. They won 3-0 on the weekend. They've got Lukaku making his debut. Kante's back. Reece James, Ben Chilwell, they're all back. It's going to be a difficult game. Can Arsenal find a way of getting a result? I have to say, in all my years as an Arsenal fan, I cannot remember going into an Arsenal game against a big team and being this, how can I put this, unenthusiastic, because I find it very difficult. Having watched that performance against Brentford, I find it very difficult to see how that Arsenal team beats Chelsea. I know we had a good record against them last season, but we had our best players on the pitch. We beat Frank Lampard's Chelsea the first time when we beat them at the Emirates. So without Aubameyang, Lacazette, Gabriel, Thomas Partey, I don't know how we beat them, which is sad. How should an Arsenal fan go into a game thinking, how do we beat Chelsea in this home game? Tickets still available, people. Checked again today, 13,000 tickets available. So they sold about 1,000 tickets yesterday. It was 14,000. They're at about 13,000 now. And, we've got, 3 days until the game. Are any of you going to the game? Let me know. I've actually got a ticket, but I won't be going. And I actually have got a ticket for Manchester City away next Saturday as well. 12:30 kickoff at the Etihad. I actually wanted to go to that game because, sometimes it's nice to go to an away game, road trip, blah, blah, blah. But we'll have to see, people. I think there will be a lot of seats empty on Sunday. For anybody that wants tickets or wants to go to the game, you will not find it difficult to get a ticket for that game on Sunday. I believe they're on general sale. I think you just have to get a membership in order to buy one through the club. But it is what it is, people. I will not be going. I know a lot of people are saying they're looking for tickets. Very easy to get if you go on the website. I think there's about 13,000 available for anybody that wants to go. Even Manchester City have got tickets on general sale for the game against Arsenal as well. I think because of the pandemic, it has really shown people that, listen, you don't have to be at a game to enjoy football. I think it's put people in a position where they're looking at the value. Like, is it worth me going to this game? Like I said, people, the cheapest ticket is £85. £85. By the time you've travelled there, bought food, bought drink, parked your car, 130, 40, £50 to watch Arsenal, to watch Lukaku run wild. But we'll have to see, people. We'll have to see. Curtis, get them legends behind you back. If only, man. I thought Daniel Ek was here for that. Sire Mill said an empty statement. An empty ground will be a big statement. It did for Arsene Wenger, let's be honest. The empty ground is what got Wenger the sack. So if there are empty seats and we lose, then I think you will see a very negative reaction. Big up Brandon, he said, we could have got Conte and give him 200 mil. He would know what we need. I mean, listen, Antonio Conte is a manager that I would love to see at Arsenal, but I just think this board are scared of him. They don't want to bring in a manager like that is going to demand money, backing, wages. He doesn't go into a project unless he believes it's going to work. And I don't believe these guys would give him that kind of backing. How good we had it under Wenger. I mean, listen, I'm 50-50 on that comment. A lot of what's going wrong now is because of how it was ending under Wenger. I do believe he was, he was a legend, though. I'd like to see a stand named after Arsene Wenger, to be honest. £85 to see Ramsdale. Oh, man. Watching Arsenal at the stadium for an automatic L is a myth. Nick said Sky Sports is much cheaper than match day tickets, 100%. Ajar said 2 tickets in the basket and Arsenal quoted a £72 booking fee. Wouldn't surprise me, people. If the badge is too heavy, then leave. I mean, the badge is way too heavy for the majority of these players. Let's be honest. Most of these players can't handle the badge. Like I said, our badge is a cannon. These men are some water pistol, man. I'm telling you. Super soaker business, people. For people back in the day, man, we used to have them water fights. You'll know what I'm talking about. These men can't handle the big cannon, man. It weighs far too heavy for these guys, man. They're not ready to play for this team. What else are you saying in the comments, people? New training kit. Oh, wow, I forgot. New training kit is out, people. How can I forget? Christopher said, Arteta has tried but should never have got the job. He's in over his head. He should leave by mutual consent. Curtis analogy is R100. Listen, I tell you the problem. If you're in a job and you've got 10 million left on your contract, if Arsenal approach you and sack you, they're going to have to pay you the majority of that 10 million up front. If you do mutual consent, they're going to bump you down. Nobody is going to walk out of a job by mutual consent at that level. They're going to say, listen, I'll go, you pay me the money. But big up for the super chat. Pea shooter business. I'm telling you, these men are in McDonald's putting the paper in their mouth and spitting it through the straw, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? These men ain't no cannon business. Going to the game to watch Arteta football, no thanks. Water pistol business, man. Super Soaker 500. I remember I had one of them when I was a kid. You could shoot water from across the street, man. It was fire. But listen, new training kit is out, people. Whoa. No new signings that excite us, but boy, we got some serious kits. The new pro training range. Feel good. Look good. I mean, look at... Oh, my day. The PR is at its very best. This quote alone just sums up Arsenal. Feel good, look good, and train better with the new 2020, with the new 21-22 Pro training range. Feel good, look good, and train better. I mean, listen, I'll tell you one thing about Arsenal. They put out fantastic training videos. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were the champions of England, because them training videos, they look like a world-beating team. It's just we can't put that on a football pitch. So, yeah, you're right. We look good, we train good, but we don't play good. That's the problem. Arsenal Fashion Club, at it again, people. £43 for the T-shirt, £75 for the jumper, and £100 for the jacket. £110 for the women's jacket and £100 for the Pro Storm jacket. Arsenal, mate. Look at that. That cannon is too heavy for a lot of these, man. I have to zoom in. It's crazy because it's actually quite nice, but an absolute joke, mate. The quote is just beyond me, mate. Feel good, look good, and train better. How about playing better in the league? How about not finishing 8th in the league? We looked good on Friday night as well, mate, when Brentford were running riot all over us in that new kit. We look good in that kit, mate, but there ain't nothing good about losing 2-0 at Brentford in a wavy kit. That away kit v Brentford was absolutely shocking. I mean, I had it on, so I can't say too much. The training top is hard, it is, but the performances are not. That's the problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal, whoever does their PR, mate, I need some of that. Promote my channel, because the way they do PR is just incredible. Next stream, Curtis Defo in that kit. No chance, people. No chance. 424 back again. What's our club colours, Big C? We had all the colours. We're just going through the rainbow, bro. Every colour, we'll bring it out this season. We'll have all of them. The only thing that looks promising about Arsenal this season is the ladies team. Yeah, the ladies have got quality players, man. Even the under 23s, I think they got slapped up 6-3 the other day by West Ham. First team's getting battered by Brentford, but we got nice kits, and the women's team is decent. That's about all we've got. No more vouchers, people. No more vouchers. Don't worry. People. I'm out of here. Listen, thank you very much for tuning in. Hour and 17 minutes. Big up to Anas, who said 33K. Wow, you're moving like a bullet train. I can only move like that with the support of all of you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, people. Like the video. Thank you for all your great support. As I said, people, this weekend on Sunday, I will be at the protest. I will stream the protest for about half an hour, 45 minutes. For you guys who can't get there, I'll deliver you some footage of what the protest is like and what's going on down there. I will then come back and do the watch-along for the Arsenal v Chelsea game and just pray, people. The game's on Sunday, you know. I might have to go to church on Sunday and just pray for forgiveness for that game, because I'm nervous about what we could be seeing on Sunday, man. But you never know. Maybe Arteta will pull a rabbit out the hat and we'll get a result, but I just don't see it happening. It could be a Lukaku bully fest, all-you-can-eat restaurant, mate. Feed yourself on this Arsenal defence. Big up to all of you for tuning in. Over 3,000 people tuned in today. The support has been epic. You are all legends. Thank you very much. If I see any of you at the protest, give me a shout, people. Let's talk football. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a safe and peaceful day. And Arsenal, things can only get better from here, people. Bless.